Hey gang, how y'all doing out there? So I've been kind of busy these last couple weeks. I went and made some trips. I went and found some knives. Found a few things. Like here and there. I went to some shops. I went to some antique places. And I did also a little online shopping. And I'm just getting a few last things in, like just for myself, before I got to start holiday shopping. That's really gonna consume most of my budget for the next month. So I hope you're all doing well. And anyway, it's getting some nice fall weather. So I hope you're all ready for Halloween, and hope you're having fun out there. Stay safe. So here's just an assortment of some things that I picked up recently, and like this one here. This is I picked this up at an antique shop. It's a knife. It's a German fixed blade. It's from the company Hen and Rooster. And I never had any Hen and Rooster knives, and I found this one. It was it was for a good price, so I picked it up, and it has this nice leather sheath. And as you see there, it has this bone handle. It's like they used an actual bone there for the handle, and has this nice mirror polished blade, as you can see there. I'm really pleased with this. This was a really nice find, and I'd been wanting a Hen and Rooster knife for a while. So yeah, I was glad I finally got my hands on one there. Okay, next up is I found this at Tractor Supply. It's in their bargain bin. This was $15. It's a SOG cash card knife. It's a thin liner lock. As you can see, it's like it's as you can see, it's a very it's very thin. It's like slips in and out of your pocket really easily, and it has a decent it has a smooth opening. You can't, it's not really possible to flick it open really fast, but it's a nice little folder. It's nice for what it is. And I think it's in SOG, they're always I'm always pleased with all the things I've bought from SOG. So yeah, this was definitely a good purchase. So yeah, that's that. And next up, I also found this at Tractor Supply with their bargain stuff. This is for $15. Another Roper Knives slip joint, because I said in a previous video, I've been getting back into the slip joints. And it has this nice blue sort of turquoise handle, maybe not quite, but yeah, it has a nice look. And so yeah, that was a good find. Next up, I found this at another antique place. It's a vintage slip joint. Anyway, it had a shield on it, but it looks like it broke off. Anyway, this one, I'm thinking, anyway, this knife, it's from Japan, as you can see there on the back. I don't know if you can see there, focus. Yeah, 280 Japan, and and I think there was something else on this little blade, on this blade here. It says, let's see, custom crafted, or custom crafted. CUCTOM. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if I don't know if that was a typo, but or if they meant custom crafted, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe one of you, I don't know, maybe I'm just maybe there's something else there, like maybe I'm just being an idiot, maybe one of you can correct me, maybe that's that's how people spell custom in some places, I don't know. So next up is I found this knife at that same antique place. With this another slip joint. It's an old it's a Green and Daily contractor's knife. It was a knife, like, obviously from a contracting business. So and this one, it's pretty nice. It's in pretty decent shape, and yeah, for its age, and yeah, so that was a nice find. You know, didn't pay much for that. And next up, found this at a pawn shop. It's a Rough Rider knife, and I talked about Rough Rider before, and yeah, and they're definitely one of the better budget brands out there, and yeah, and so this one is, you know, if I don't cut myself, you know, it's like I always, you know, I don't cut myself that often, but if I ever do get cut on a knife, it's always on a slip joint. You know, it's just these back springs, you know, like trying to like get them to work. You know, it's like there's like it's harder, you know, like, and you have to pull it open, and sometimes you always got to remember to move your finger out of the way when you're closing it. Sometimes I have it too close to the edge, and I end up snipping off a piece of the end of my finger. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I prefer modern folders, you know, as opposed to as far as EDC knives, you know, but the slip joints, I mean, you know, there's a nostalgia factor with them, you know, like they're what my grandfather always used to carry. So yeah, anyway, so I do have a soft spot for them, and I'm kind of, yeah, been getting into them lately, you know, just I just got to be a little extra careful where they're concerned. And next up, this thing, I found this at a flea market today. It's an old Japanese explorer knife, and it's a lockback here, and it has this, it's all stainless construction handle and everything, and it has on there like a native hunting scenery. It has on there, as you can see, it has a native, like you know, looks like hunting a deer or something, and then on the back it has like another scenery, looks like a tiger and cub, you know, and in the woods. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool find. It was like, that was only $10, so yeah, that was cool. Next up is this knife. I also picked this up at that same flea market today from the same person. It's this knife, unique knife. It's from Taiwan, and yeah, the handle, as you can see, it's this plastic like shaped to look like an eagle, a bald eagle, and they used like little purple beads there for the eyes, and it's a lockback, and yeah, this one's from yeah, it's from Taiwan. Yeah, it'll see if it'll focus there. Yeah, okay. So stainless steel, Taiwan. That was a nice find. Yeah, and that was like $12, I think, or the one was 10. I think the other was 12. And next up, I found this interesting knife here. Now, I think Cutlery Lover showed a knife like this recently. It has kind of a unique opening, like this little ring here. It's like the blades are like totally enclosed inside this handle. There's nothing you can grab onto to pull it out, no nail nick or anything. There's like, the blade is totally covered here. So only way to open this is you take this little ring here and with this knob, and you turn it, and then see it comes out as such. Okay, and then it has another smaller blade here on this end, and same deal. But this blade, however, the smaller blade has a broken back spring, as you can see. So this one, it like kind of folds back like to there, you know. So anyway, that'd be a little dangerous. So, but honestly, I don't know if I'll go through the trouble of actually fixing it, you know, I mean, because, you know, it was unique, you know, and I thought, you know, maybe even in beat up form, you know, some of these knives, you know, are still worth keeping, you know. It's like, you know, sometimes the use, you know, like the wear and tear, you know, on them, sometimes it gives them character, you know, if you ask me. So yeah, that's that. Next up, I went back to that place where I got that deal on those $5 a piece slip joints. I found more of those Frost Cutlery Uncle Henry, those Frost Cutlery. Let's see, Uncle Lucky. That's what it is. Excuse me. Yeah, Uncle Lucky. These Irish themed slip joints. And yeah, they came and anyway, there were like 3 others. So, and it's the same handle material, same ram's horn and wood inlays, as you can see. And yeah, this one is I think a peanut, I think trapper. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah. So yeah, that was another. So that was $5, and this was the other. This another one that's in part of that series, the Uncle Lucky. There, it's a larger trapper. Okay, got that, and then here's the third one there. So I have. I think I have all the 4 of them all together, so I don't know if there are any more, but yeah, I do have 4 of those, and this is the other one. And this one, yeah, is this one's actually, yeah, this one's another, this is a trapper. Yeah, I thought that's pretty nice, yeah. Yep, so, okay, next up, is, this. I recently obtained this. This is, I showed a video of this. This is a short. This is the, Filipino, handmade, Balisong I recently obtained, and, yeah, and it's really nice. I mean, really beautiful. I love the wood inlays there and the brass there on the handles, and this blade. It's really nice. The holes in the blade and that little cutout there, sort of like a bottle opener type cutout, and yeah, and it's really nice. I really love these Filipino handmade knives. You know, they do a really good job on them. They're really beautiful. You know, very, you know, just very, love the way they look. You know, just they're very elegant knives. You know, I mean, you know, and the thing is, you know, with these the Filipino Balisongs, it's harder to flip these. You know, like you do most other Balisongs. You know, it's like, because, you know, the way they're pinned, you know, they really aren't made for flipping, you know, and doing tricks. You know, I mean, you could flip it. I mean, you could like oil this a little and loosen it up, you know, and it could be flippable, but you know, it's like, but they're a little bit more delicate, you know, I'd say, in the way they're made, you know, so I really don't flip these. You know, I figure, you know, just I like to kind of like preserve them, you know, like, because, you know, it's just, you know, the craftsmanship behind these, you know, it's like, there's just something about it, you know, it's just, you know, it's like, they're just not really, they're nicer. Basically, they're not made for flipping. You know, they're knives that were kind of like, just, they're nice collector's pieces, you know, kind of like nice to look at, you know, and so, and they're a nice, you know, like, for that alone. So, yeah, and so anyway, I got that for a good price, so really happy with that. Okay, and next up, I also found this at Tractor Supply. This is another item from SOG, and it is a pocket chainsaw, as you can see, and yeah, and of course, you know, just, you can use this if you're doing logging, you know, and that, you know, you can, you know, take this, you know, with you, and like, and sawing a tree trunk, you know, you like grab both these ends and like you pull back and forth. So, and I think it's a pretty nice thing to have, you know. I mean, it's if you need something like, if you don't have a actual chainsaw power tool, you know, I think this is a nice backup, you know, to have, you know. So I thought it was pretty cool. So, and it was $15, you know, you can't beat that. So yeah, that's Tractor Supply. Next up, at the flea market I was at today, I also found this. It's a cheap, like, dollar store knife, but I got it, and I think it's a Frost Cutlery. The only reason why I got it is, I think you'll notice this, it kind of reminds me, it's kind of a knockoff of the Benchmade Emerson CQ C7. I think you'll notice the similarity there with the Tanto blade and that, and this handle. So yeah, it's like, this was like a $5. I only paid $5 for this, so it's like a budget, like, dollar store version of the Benchmade Emerson CQ C7. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought, why not? Next up, I found this at the flea market. It's this hidden release switchblade. Yeah, this thing, I mean, it was kind of crudded up when I found it, you know. I mean, once I got it home, you know, I kind of like dumped a little rubbing alcohol on it and cleaned it up. You know, it had a bunch of gunk there. It still has a little bit, you know, like, you know, crudded up inside those handle grips there. You know, I rubbed it down with some rubbing alcohol, then I oiled it up, you know. So, yeah, but it's nice, you know. I mean, it's interesting. It's nice, you know, hidden release, as you can see. Anyway, it yeah, and has a safety there. So yeah, and basically the button is just, kind of like hidden underneath a cover here, so it's basically a normal, kind of button open, but just with a cover over it, just so yeah, it makes it look a little bit more like just a regular folding knife. So anyway, but it wasn't that expensive, so I grabbed it. Next up, this is this is like a budget knockoff of the Kershaw Launch 12. It's a California legal sub 2-inch auto. As you can see there, it has the same same design, similar design as the Kershaw Launch 12. So yeah, thought it looked cool. Like the silver handles. That was nice. Next up, I also found this at the flea market. It's this nice Damascus Pakistani lever lock switchblade. Yeah, and sometimes, depending on how you hold this, the blade doesn't open the whole way. I don't know if it'll open the whole way. Maybe it will this time. Anyway, yeah, there it did. But yeah, but it's a nice knife. But anyway, as you can see, I think, like, I don't know, maybe there's the spring is a little weak on it, because if you look, it's like, seems like the leaf spring down inside, I don't know if it'll come up, it's kind of like buried down in there, like maybe it wasn't like bent out far enough here to give it a really good proper open, give it a good opening, a reliable opening. So I don't know, I'm thinking I could possibly put this in a vice grip and maybe get some like pliers and kind of maybe wrench on, get a hold of that spring. Maybe I could like bend it out a little bit, but I thought about it, but then again, I could end up breaking it, because who knows, I mean, it's it's a Pakistani knife, and I mean, I didn't pay much for this, so I mean, it's pretty nice for what it is. It looks nice, it has a nice, I think a nice horn hand. I don't know if that's like some kind of wood, if that wood scale, I don't know if that's just made to look like horn or if it is horn, but anyway, it has nice brass bolsters. So yeah, anyway, it's a really nice knife. I'm happy I found it. And next up, also at the flea market, I found this knife. It's an old Japanese sharp knife from the company Sharp, which I believe was an old Japanese brand. And I'm thinking, yeah, they were that name, I guess, Sharp. I think Frost Cutlery, I think bought it, I think at one point, and so I think, because I do have some knives with the name Sharp on it, and like they were like I think they were distributed by Frost Cutlery. So yeah, I'm thinking that brand name, I think they ended up buying it, like I think Acme ended up buying Camillus. It's kind of one of those deals. So, but this is an old Japanese one. It's like, it has this nice leather sheath, and it looks like, it's a nice knife you could use for like, food prep. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Next up, this is something also I found at Tractor Supply. It's this Ruco fixed blade, which is looks like kind of a Mora knockoff. It was like only $15, grabbed it at Tractor Supply. I thought that was nice. I thought, yeah, why not? Okay, next up is I found this at a antique shop. It's a fixed blade Bowie from Brazil. It's a Brazil Tramontina knife there, as you can see. And yeah, it's really nice. Has this nice bone handle, and yeah, nice sort of stag. I don't know if that's real stag or not, but yeah, I like the way it looks, so I snatched that up. And there's the sheath. Yeah, there's the has a nice nice design there on the sheath. So yeah, that was cool. Next up, well, this was a very lucky find. I was glad I found this at the antique shop I went to. This is an old Kershaw Easy Rider knife. It's part of that Easy Rider line of like knives that did this slip joints, and it has this. I like this old packaging. It has the old Kershaw papers there, as you can see. Has like a little catalog there. I don't know how old this thing is. Maybe one of you have an idea out there, but wow, this is, I feel like I paid like $30 for this, and it was I feel like it was a really lucky find. So really happy to have gotten this. Yeah, there it has there's the main blade, and it also has this like a can opener or bottle opener nail file there, and a little like flathead screwdriver. So Yeah, that's a really cool find. Yeah, I was really happy to find that. Okay, and next up, I got this today at the flea market. This is a Rambo knife. It's one of the cheaper like models. It's the this one's made by Tiger USA, and it has this really nice leather sheath there with this. Has this little lanyard at the end, and yeah, and it's really cool. Anyway, I have a few Rambo style knives. I don't think I don't think I ever had one like this. So you can see it says Jungle King on it there. It has the yeah, it has the little compass there on the end that unscrews, and there you have in there the survival kit, like the, with the matches and the fish hooks and whatnot, and there. So yeah, and it has the sawtooth back on this part of the blade, and so yeah, it's a pretty hefty knife. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, that was a good find. Okay, and last but not least, and this was something I was really excited to find. This here is an old machete. This is from Colombia. Here, as you can see, it's a Collins Nicholson machete. It's made in Colombia, and from what I understand, I think this is an old cane machete from Colombia that's they used to cut down the canes. And here it has on the back the original sticker. Actually, this thing was hardly ever used from what it looks like, so that sticker there is still in mint condition. So yeah, this one was a really good find. I think I only paid like $40 for this. Yeah, it's an old Columbia machete. Yeah, so yeah, and it didn't have a sheath though, but it did have a nice little like cardboard sheath somebody made for it that they wrapped in duct tape. So that was nice of them to do that. So, and I got this at an antique shop. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So okay, that's about it. So I hope you're doing well out there. Have a happy Halloween, and take it easy.